G'day everyone, it's Den and Spencer here again today. I just wanted to bust a myth about cooking inside a van. You hear a lot of people say, and I've heard a lot of people say, that you can't cook or you shouldn't cook inside a little van or a motorhome if you can help it. They always say to cook outside, but a lot of the time, you know, we're pulling up at rest stops and beaches and parks and boat ramps, and it's just we haven't got the time and we haven't got the space to cook outside. So today I'm going to test that theory out and cook my favourite brekkie, and let's just see how unpleasant or hot and steamy it actually gets inside the van. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to cook my favourite brekkie and Spencer's favourite brekkie, and the only trick is just to open all our little windows, and I find if you do that you create enough cross ventilation to reduce or remove any heat, steam or smoke that builds up from cooking in the van. I also like how easy it is to separate the two main doors, leaving the main door locked up against the side of the cab and having the nice security screen door open. And unfortunately for me, I can't open this window because the main door prevents it from opening right up. But that's enough. With the screen door and the dining room window along with the kitchen window, that creates enough ventilation so that I don't believe we have that much of a smoke or steam issue, do we? I always have this little chucks. I usually have two, one on each hot plate, so when I close this when I'm travelling, it doesn't rattle. One thing about our little van, and I think most vans, you can generally fit everything you need, but not necessarily everything you want. We never do without on holidays. We could have a few extra comforts, but I haven't got a lot of room. I've only got these little cupboards here and here, a couple up here. But yeah, that's our clothes. My clothes, Debbie's clothes. Underneath the fridge is shoes, and all this is our kitchen stuff. So we're limited to the amount of stuff we can have. And over here is our junk cupboard with our kettle, toaster and blender, as well as our coffee machine. Okay, back on topic. Now whenever I'm cooking, I've got a little light under here, just sort of lights up the kitchen area. I've got a little fan here, but I find it's a bit too noisy. I don't like noise. I generally cook with that off. Having the windows open is enough ventilation that I find I don't even need the fan. Okay. Here is the secret recipe. Here's one of the weird things that I do. I actually pop my toaster on the floor on this mat. Pop my toast in. There's a PowerPoint just beside it, and that's how I cook my toast. With this little van, there's not quite enough room on the bench to do everything. I need my coffee machine, my fry pans, and I need an area to cut up all my bits and pieces. So that's how I get away with it. Call me a weirdo, but that's how Spencer and I operate. Yeah. So as you can see, they're cooking nicely. There's virtually no smoke or steam or anything in the van. I've actually got the aircon running. There's my little smoke alarm. No sign of going off. And as I said before, we often pull up at beaches and boat ramps and car parks and rest stops, and you can't go and cook outside. And also if it's raining, you know, you don't want to be stuck out there in the wet and the wind and the cold. So yeah, it's not that hard to cook inside. It's actually easy. Yeah, as I said, just have all the windows open. I always cook low and slow. It does the job, and yeah, it's really easy. Probably the only drama I've got with my van, and I suppose it's the case with a lot of vans, is you're limited to space. So you're doing some weird things like cooking toast on the floor mats. But if you just make sure you watch where you're walking, it works out quite easy. Now that, my friends, is my favourite brekkie. A brekkie you can easily cook at the van. As I said, sourdough toast. I know I'm a weirdo, but I put a smear of Vegemite on each layer of toast, avocado on top, my fried eggs, my fried tomatoes, my fried mushies, and drizzle it with barbecue sauce. This, I think, makes you live to 100. 100 kilos, that is. Yeah. What do you think, me? Now, one important thing you've got to remember in this van, and probably in every van, is that once you've finished cooking and you move your utensils away, with you clean them up straight away or not to close this lid for about 10 or 15 minutes, because these hot plates are still hot, and if you close that too soon, you'll crack the glass and need to replace it. I always wash up as I go. I think it's easier to clean the saucepans while they're still hot. And now to make my coffee using my secret recipe. And there we go. That's a breakfast fit for a king, or two kings. That's my mocha coffee. I do 2 scoops of hot chocolate instead of sugar, and the usual coffee, ground coffee, and there's my magnificent brekkie. Once again, everything was done inside the van, windows open. I didn't have the extraction fan on, I just had the lights on, door open, and we got away with it. So yeah, if you're ready at any beach or boat ramp, car park, rest stop, just know that you can cook inside. Just leave all the windows open. Okay, let's get into it. Spencer's eating his domlet, a doggy omelette. Once again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, just leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing with others. Alright, safe travels and see you all out there. Bye bye. How good's Dad's brekkie, huh? Yeah.